So students, here is the next problem. Problem number 3. Luckless Limited went into voluntary liquidation on 31st March 2015 when the state of affairs was as below. So they have given the state of statements. So unsecured creditors was 4 lakh rupees. So unsecured creditors was 4 lakh rupees, including rupees 50,000 as preferential claim. So in this unsecured creditors only we have the 50,000 as the preferential claim. So secured creditors secured on plant and machinery stood at 2 lakh rupees. So here this point says that there was also a secured creditors in the company. So they had an security on a plant and machinery. So they had given the company 2 lakh worth of money. So for the 2 lakh worth of money they had a security for plant and machinery. So at that time what happens, they have a security of plant and machinery. Even the company doesn't pay this 2 lakh rupees means they can take the plant and machinery. So now the unsecured creditors value is 2 lakh rupees. Cash in hand was 10,000. Next, liquidator realized plant and machinery for 1,50,000. So who has this security? Who has the plant and machinery as security? Sundry creditor has the plant and machinery as security. But the amount payable for sundry creditor is 2 lakh rupees. But the realized value is selling value. At present, the market value of that plant and machinery is 1,50,000. So one thing you are supposed to understand over here is, so according to the format, sundry creditors will be paid first. So whatever the amount realized, so they will be paid first. But here the sundry creditor as a security of plant and machinery. So but the value of plant and machinery realized is 1,50,000. So but the amount payable for them was 2 lakh rupees. But now we will be paying only 1,50,000 because the realized value of plant and machinery is 1,50,000. Secured creditors payable is 1,50,000 and remaining 50,000 will be taken as unsecured creditors. Understood? So now next, and the other assets realized rupees 1 lakh. Other assets realized is 1 lakh rupees. So the liquidation expenses came to 10,000 and the liquidation remuneration was fixed at 4% of the amount realized, including cash balances. So here also you have written the note. So here they are saying 4% of liquidation remuneration on the amount realized. So here amount realized means whatever the assets that has been sold. So when in the question if they mention as amount realized means we can include cash balances also. Cash in hand and cash at bank should also be taken for the purpose of calculating 4% interest on the asset amount realized, that is on the receipt side. So if they, for example, if they give as asset realized in the question means then will not be taking the cash in hand and cash at bank balances. Only the assets which has been realized, that is fixed assets or the current assets which has been realized will be taken only, not this cash and bank balances. So in this question they are given amount realized, so we will be including the cash balances also. And 2% of amount distributed to the unsecured creditors, including preferential creditors. So till last two problems, what was there? Excluding preferential creditors was given. But in this question they are given as including preferential creditors. So for calculating remuneration we were taking until this, the value was taken was until here, right, until preferential creditors. But in this question they are given distributed to unsecured creditors including preferential creditors. So that means, so even the preferential creditors should be also considered as unsecured creditors. The value will be taken until debenture only. For the purpose of calculating remuneration, the value will be taken until this debenture only. This preferential creditor will not be considered. If they are given excluding preferential creditors means this will be taken. If they are given including preferential creditor means will not be taking preferential creditors, only until debentures will be taking the value. So next, coming on to the calculation of remuneration. So here 4% on amount realized, so it includes cash balances also. So 10,000 rupees cash in hand, 1 lakh rupees as 1,50,000 plant and machinery realized and 1 lakh rupees other assets realized. That will be 2,60,000 multiplied by 4%, that is 10,400. So next, coming on to 2% of amount paid to unsecured creditors including preferential creditors. So here I'll be showing you this later. So let's start with the solution. So according to this format I'll be showing you. So see, I'll be doing first on the receipt side. So we have receipt side, cash in hand. Yes, we have cash in hand. This is given in the question. Cash in hand. What is the value of cash in hand that is given? 10,000 rupees. Next, we don't have cash at bank, and then you are supposed to write what are all the assets that has been realized. So what they have realized? Plant and machinery. You are supposed to take plant and machinery also 1,50,000 because that completely will be paid to the creditors later, secured creditors. Next is other assets realized. Other assets realized, the value is 1 lakh rupees. So other assets realized, the value is 1 lakh rupees. So coming on to the credits, that is payment side. So what we are supposed to write down? First we are supposed to write down secured creditors, right? So secured creditors. So the value of secured creditor is 2 lakh rupees. So they had an security of plant and machinery also, but now the plant and machinery is realized at 1,50,000. So now we'll be taking only 1,50,000 because they have the security of 1,50,000 only. Now remaining 50,000 will be considered as unsecured creditors. So next, what we'll be taking? Liquidation expenses. Yes, we have the liquidation expenses in the question. So liquidation expenses. This is the value of liquidation expenses, that is 10,000. So next is liquidators remuneration. So we have two kinds, right? So first is what will be paying that person. So where is it? 4% of liquidators remuneration, 4% of the amount realized. 4% on amount realized. So 4% on amount realized, we have been calculated that time itself. So 4% on amount realized is 10,400. So next is B. Next, what is that given? 2% on amount distributed to unsecured creditors including preferential creditors. So we still don't know that, we are not calculated it. Next, what you are supposed to do? Next, you are supposed to write down outstanding debentures, interest on debentures. So there is no outstanding interest on debenture, nothing will be written. So next we have debentures. So do we have the debenture in the question? No, we don't even have the debenture also. I will not write that. So next is, so only until this value we will be taking. So it is including preferential dividend. So we will not take the preferential dividends here. We will not write preferential dividends here. It will be written later for the purpose of remuneration. If they are given as including preferential creditors, means we will not be taking preferential creditors for the purpose of calculating the, what is that, for the purpose of calculating remuneration. So coming on to here, so total receipts realized is 2,60,000, that is assets that is realized. So next is payments up to debentures. So that is 1,50,000 creditors realized, 10,000 of remuneration on assets and 10,400 as assets realized. Sorry, this is 10,000 as liquidation expenses, 10,400 assets realized. So that will be 1,70,400. So now we are supposed to minus this total receipts minus total payments up to the debenture. So it will be 89,600 is the amount available for unsecured creditors. So now the amount payable to unsecured creditors was 4 lakh rupees. So in the question they are given 4 lakh rupees, which is including preferential creditors. So we have the amount payable to unsecured creditors was 4 lakh, but the amount available is 89,600. This is the amount available is 89,600. So amount available is 89,600. So it is insufficient. The balance is insufficient. For the creditors, the amount is insufficient. At that time, what we'll be doing? At that time, for calculating remuneration, you will be using this formula. Amount available multiplied by rate of commission divided by 100 plus rate of commission. Amount available is 89,600. Commission on payment is 2% divided by 100 plus rate of commission on payment. So the value will be 1,757. So now I can write this 1,757. So next what we will be writing? Now we will be writing the preferential creditors. So we know what is the value of preferential creditors, right? So the value of preferential creditors is preferential creditors. The value of preferential creditors is given in the question. Here is there no 1,50,000 is the value of preferential creditors. So next it will be unsecured creditors. So this comes to the balancing figure. So any value remaining will be paid to these unsecured creditors. So the value that is remaining will be as 37,843. So total will be same. It should be every time it should tally 2,60,000, 2,60,000. So hope you have been understood. So here there are some technical words you're supposed to understand. So write down the notes, write down it properly, then you'll be understanding that. Thank you.